Hi, my name's Paul Wilson. I'm the creator of Swing Machine Golf and the director of the Paul Wilson Golf School at Bears Best Las Vegas. In this tip, I want to talk about golf being just like any other sport that you play. So a lot of people are trying to learn this game and they just pick it up for the first time in their life and they're just trying to whack the ball as hard as they can and that sort of thing. So they never really improve. Then you've got people that have been playing for a long period of time, maybe 20 years, 30 years, and they're just spinning their wheels as they're going out and practicing, and they're playing a lot, but they never seem to get any better. So what I want to do today is get you to understand that golf is just like any other sport. So you got to imagine in other sports, when you go to play other sports, or even let's say throw a ball, what you would do in this process is you would incorporate 3 elements in the movement. So what those elements are circular rotation of your body, you'd have a hinge that's loose, and you would do that movement on an angle. So just so that you understand it, if I was going to throw this ball, I would turn my body in a circular motion, okay, to make the throwing motion. My arm's still way back here. I haven't gone like this to throw a ball. That's basically what you're doing if you're just whacking at a golf ball. You want to be using your body. So you throw a ball with your body. You're going to make the move with your body. There's a hinge in your wrist which creates the whipping action, and then you do it on an angle which is 90 degrees to the ground. Okay, so if I throw this ball, my body moves first, then my arm comes whipping along to generate the speed. If I was going to play baseball, okay, I'd be here, I'd be ready to go, the pitch comes at me, I turn my body, I create a hinge, and I do it on an angle, whatever angle the pitch is coming in at me. If I'm going to play tennis, I'm not a tennis player at all, but I know if I threw the ball up like that, I would turn my body, I'd have a hinge, and I do it on an angle. Okay, so those are the same 3 elements we want to incorporate in our golf swing. We want to create circular rotation of our body. We want to have a hinge, that's our wrists, and we want to do it on an angle, which is our spine angle throughout our golf swing. So a lot of the time when people are trying to hit the golf ball, they don't seem to get the results that they're after. They feel like they're hitting very hard and that sort of thing. And as I was saying earlier, they never seem to get any better. Why that is because golf is the only game with the ball stationary. So as soon as you put a stationary object in front of someone, there's a little thing called human nature that is affecting your ability to hit that golf ball. So what it's saying right now is, it's saying that the harder you hit that object, the farther it's going to go. It's also saying that the longer you go back, the farther it's going to go. It's also saying that you want to be comfortable over top of this ball, and you want to be in balance as you're hitting this ball. So all of those things combined is getting you in a situation where you get the golf club to the top of the backswing and you never load properly. So you don't break away from the ball. You stay right over top of the ball. Okay, so you're in a position like this, whereas in every other sport, you would have gone over here. In that process, you would be loading onto this back leg. That gets the legs and hips active or ready to make the move in those other sports. In golf, we have to tell ourselves to make this move. That's because of human nature and the ball in a stationary position. So if you've watched, any beginning golfer, you'll see that they will never make this move over here. They will always just pick the golf club up and stay right over top of the ball, doing what's called a reverse pivot or a reverse weight shift. So they're in a position where they're here. Now there's no weight over here. The weight's on the wrong leg at the wrong time. So if the body isn't in a position to be used properly, you're going to use your hands and arms to hit the ball. Harder you hit, tighter you get, more over the top the club becomes, the more you're going to buckle your arms, the more open the face is going to become, and it just becomes a complete disaster at that point. So what you want to do is you want to be telling yourself to move your head and load into the back leg. You have to break free of human nature, okay? Human nature wants you to stay here, you want to go over here. So in our golf swing, we're going to be moving our head. Also, when you do that, if you move over here, human nature wanted you to stay in balance, and this is in balance over top of this ball. This feels very out of balance, but if you keep doing it for a while, you're going to feel in balance because it feels okay after you do it for a little while. Also, human nature is saying that from right here, you want to be comfortable. Moving over here is definitely not comfortable until, again, you've done it quite a few times. So if you make this move back into the back leg and keep doing it, it's going to feel a little weird at first, but you'll realize that now you're in a position that you're in other sports that you play. So now you're going to be in a position to use your legs and hips to hit the golf ball as opposed to just your hands and arms. And then the final one was that long backswing. You know, you can still do a long backswing from in this position here. So just realize that we don't need a big long swing to hit the golf ball. If you do a long swing, you could be in a position where you start moving back here and start loading, but then when you do the long swing, that pulls you right back over top of the ball again, and now you're using your hands and arms. Okay, so really this tip is about breaking free of human nature, breaking free of this golf ball, wanting to stay over top of it, which is, you know, not the way to do it. You're not going to be in a good position to generate power like you would in other sports. So we want to break away from the ball. We want to feel our head move back here, and we want to load into this back leg. And I know there's people out there that say to keep your head dead still. Just keep the weight over on the forward leg. The problem is you don't play any other sport like that. How are you going to load and get your lower body moving if your head doesn't move? So you're going to be in a position where your body's not moving, your whole body is going to be tilted the wrong way. So from right here, how are you going to hit the ball straight? Okay, you would have to go this way. So now you're moving sideways instead of moving in a circular motion like you would do in any other sport. So as much as you think that keeping your head and everything stable over top of that ball is the way to do it, you would never play any other sport like that. Golf is no exception. Golf is a sport, and it incorporates the same three elements. So in our swing, we want to be moving over here and loading. We want to use our lower body to hit the ball. We want to keep our wrists nice and loose. It's the looseness of the wrist that creates the whipping action. Try throwing a ball with your arm and wrist all locked up, okay? Just lock your wrist like this and throw a ball. You can do it, but you can't do it very well. Okay, so we want to keep our wrists nice and loose. And then of course we want to maintain our spine angle throughout our golf swing. And that'll come by not trying to hit the golf ball as hard as you can. If you're trying to hit hard, you're going to want to look to see what you hit, so you'll come out of it and you might top it. So slow down a little bit, understand the movement. We're trying to move over here, load, and then we're going to unload over here onto the other leg, keeping the arms and wrists nice and relaxed, and that'll create the whipping action that's found in a better golf swing and in every other sport. Okay, hopefully you understand it for today. Golf is a sport, so we want to incorporate the same elements that are found in other sports. If you do, you really will take your game to a whole new level. Make sure you ask your questions, post your comments below. I'll try to get to as many as I can.